Hello class, my name is Serena and today I'm going to be talking to you guys about creativity and longevity. Now, imagine one day you wake up and instead of putting on your go-to pieces from inside of your closet, you reach for something that you usually wouldn't wear, or as you're doing your makeup routine, you try bright and bold new colors that you usually wouldn't wear. Then you call up a good friend, drive to a city that you guys have never heard of, go to a restaurant that you've never been to, and try something that you've never had before. There's so many different decisions that you get to make in your day-to-day life that can be infused with that sort of creativity and spontaneity. You don't necessarily need to be an artist or a creative to live a creative life in that sense. And that scenario is by Everyday Creativity in an article by Psychology Today published in 2009 that simply explains the way that our day-to-day fashion choices, interior design decisions, recipes that we try, and DIY projects are all different ways that we get to experiment, express, and color our lives in ways that we never have before. Now, creativity is directly linked to brain health, and studies show that engaging in artistic activities can help to slow cognitive decline. Based on my research as a psychology major and from articles in our RCC library database, today I'm going to be talking to you guys about the problem of depression in old age, degenerative brain diseases, to persuade you all to take more creative action in your day-to-day lives. First, I'll talk about depression in old age. According to the Psychiatric Clinic of North America's article, Geriatric Depression in Primary Care, it's actually surprisingly hard to pinpoint the amount of elderly people who have depression because it does vary across different developing countries. But it is reported from various primary care appointments that visits related to depression took a very sharp increase of upwards of 50% more visits were related to elderly depression starting in the year 2000 alone. Now, with depression being so common amongst older adults, especially after losing the loved ones around them, good friends, or after retirement, many people surprisingly receive their depression treatment through their primary care rather than seeking actual mental health care professionals. And this is according to Growing Older Without Depression, Resist the Blues as You Age, published by Mind, Mood, and Memory in 2007. So depression obviously not only lowers one's mental and emotional quality of life, but it takes a very serious physical toll on people's bodies. It makes the body weaker to repair, and because of the physical ailments that already accompany the elderly in old age, this is why they seek their depression care from their primary care. They're usually there for a physical ailment and will try to seek help for the blues. And so now that we've discussed the problem of depression in old age, next we're going to talk about some of the other severe mental ailments faced by many. Second, we will review degenerative brain diseases such as Alzheimer's and dementia. They're currently one of the leading causes of ill health and disability around the world, affecting 3.4 billion people globally, and that's according to the Lancet Neurology. In case you're not familiar, what diseases such as Alzheimer's and dementia do is they eat away at the brain's neurons and the brain's mass, which over time might accumulate from just simply forgetting things and not being able to put names to faces to not even being able to recognize one's own reflection. And they may also start to lose very important motor function skills, not being able to take care of themselves in any way or eat and so on. For people who are experiencing dementia and other degenerative brain diseases, it can be very isolating and frightening, confusing and scary. And so people who are experiencing these things oftentimes also develop depression that accompanies it. And so it does also take not only that mental toll on the body, but a very painful physical aspect as well. And as heartbreaking as these things can be, now that we've learned a little bit about the common issues of both depression and degenerative brain diseases in old age, I'll explain how simply creative living can help to combat depression and help to soothe the symptoms of people who are experiencing degenerative brain diseases. And lastly, we will review creativity and longevity and how they go hand in hand. Creative living leads longer and happier lives. Having artistic habits, hobbies, and choices helps to boost people's mood, It creates a sense of accomplishment and self-expression and fulfillment and excitement. Because who doesn't love trying new things or seeing new things, such as, seeing a new movie or trying a new food? Those are little ways that you can implement creativity into your own life. The article Successful Aging and Creativity Later in Life by the Journal of Aging, published in 1999, explains two different ways of categorizing aging, one being usual aging, which would be the typical or average aging process that most people experience, or successful aging, which is where the person avoids most of the functional loss or actually has increased functional capabilities as they step into old age, which in psychology we also call, I believe, being productive, generative. And while creating art is a proactive and generative way of living and thinking, according to the article What We Can Learn from Neuroaesthetics, the study of art changes the brain by innovative resources, you can receive benefits from not only just making art, but from watching art be created or just observing art. So by, like I said, trying new things, going to the movies, merely going to an art museum and experiencing art can do wonders for your brain and creating new neural pathways. To sum up, we all have the power to take small steps towards integrating creativity into our daily decisions, whether through daily creative habits or through taking up new artistic hobbies. Having explained that making art is good for the brain, we reviewed the problems of depression and old age, degenerative brain diseases, and ways that we can easily take more creative action into our lives as a preventative measure. Creativity is not just a single one-time act of self-expression. It's a continuous long-term investment in long-term health and happiness. And in exploring yourself and your tastes. I hope that people who may not initially consider themselves being artistic or creatives might feel more inspired to take creative action in their day-to-day lives and decisions. Color the world around you and surprise yourself with your own decisions. Make opportunities to intentionally apply more artistic and stylistic control in your life. Thank you guys very much for listening. And here's my works cited.